Hello, a very good evening to you and welcome to the 2015 Betfred World Snooker Championship. Yes, the spotlight falls tonight on one of snooker's great entertainers. But according to the former world champion Steve Davis, Judd Trump is now a complete snooker player. And that is why many people are tipping him to win the title for the very first time. And he got off to a great start in his second round match against Marco Fu earlier this morning. 5-3 up after the first session. Trump winning the first 3 frames of the evening session. We're going to show you what happened in frame 12. Fu at the table, and there's no score.
Mid-session interval coming up after this frame. And the man from Hong Kong could do with taking it.
Yeah, long road back if he doesn't, isn't it? 9-3 down against Judd playing so well. 6 frames behind, or 4 frames behind.
One.
Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. What a pot that was. Sweet as a nut.
He's done everything in this match, only make a century break, as we show you this
6.
Fabulous long pot again. Yeah, his highest break was
7.
a break of 80. He made that in frame 3. The 75 in frame 2, though.
$40. 15.
That's straightforward now.
22.
Oh, there's the old dancing shoes there. He was okay. He could push through, and he's not hanging around here, is he, John?
No, as I mentioned earlier, he's not only a scorer, he's a quick scorer. Some players you play against, it's like slow torture, but this fella's not.
30. $31.
I bet you when Marco was sitting in his chair thinking, go on then, have a go at that long red. He wasn't thinking this lot was coming.
$36. $37.
At the start of this match, Marco looked so good. He played so well, but he's not doing much wrong, really. I mean, it's just his opponents starting to, well, buzz is the word, I suppose.
43.
Yeah, just gets the right side of the blue here. He's got loads of options. Screw back for the loose red on the left hand side if he wants. Come down, play a little cannon. Loads of things he can do here. Opted in for that back red.
49.
And already, blink of an eye, 49-point lead. Got to be a little bit careful with this one. Might have to force this red through the gap. Doesn't want to get a cannon on this. Well, he's
50.
played a lovely little shot there and just held for the pink. This is very good stuff. This is someone who's playing at the peak of his powers.
Yes, John, someone who's made 73 centuries this season. He made
57.
last season. Mentioned he hadn't made one in this match so far. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make one here.
$63. 64.
He's had 43 centuries this year.
71.
Judd's only had one in his first round match. But looking good here.
72.
The frame already safe, so the way they're sitting, you would expect a clearance now from him.
Yeah, once again, like talking about possession, isn't it? I'd soon have a bucket load of 70 breaks myself than have the odd 100 break here and there. You'll win tournaments if you're making 70 or 80 every poke. He's taken these absolutely brilliantly.
80.
I mean, when he come to the table with that long red, this was not on. Just like Ronnie O'Sullivan, this, Dennis.
Yes, he's playing at the top of his form at the moment. He really is. He's very, very comfortable out there.
86.
Yes, he's a rare talent, that's for sure. People ask you who's the new up-and-coming players coming along, but this fella is very special indeed. He's been around a while, but there's not many Judd Trumps coming through, that's for sure. And there's a magnificent century break, his first of this match, and the 44th in this year's Betfred World Champion. And he pots the red as the crowd are still applauding the century.
Look at that for a shot. What a shot that is. Fabulous.
106.
He's taken these this quick, Dennis. I think he's got a date.
And there's another one. Have a look at that positional shot.
111.
An unbelievable mini session for Judd Trump. Michael Fu couldn't do much about that. Judd Trump, with the aid of that century break, he's taken all 4 frames and he extends his lead to 9 frames to 3. Wow.
And Marco Fu made it 9-4 in the next frame. We pick up the action in frame 14. Fu is trailing by 29 points.
When all of a sudden Marco Fu has a chance, and if he can get up into the high scoring end of the table, he could soon get himself into the lead in this frame.
4. 20.
At the table. Table.
Well, wasn't the best shot that one from Markov. I think he's still got a little bit of angle. I should be able to punch it out. Yeah, it's okay. Better than I thought at first.
$20. $21.
This next shot will open things up.
28.
Well, he's pushed one red towards the cushion. It was as if he didn't get enough topspin to send it through the reds. Let's have another look at this. No, he needed more topspin than that.
Yeah, I mean, that shot would have been all right if the pink was available, but I agree with you entirely. Just needed more force there. Fantastic pot. Fantastic pot. Great recovery.
An absolute cracker.
$35.
Now that red next to the yellow, he's just gone around to see if it'll pass the brown. If not, he'd have to play for it into the middle pocket. But if it passes the brown, he can just roll the blue in and drop on it. The way he's playing it, it must go. Not going to be easy
40.
to convert this into a frame-winning chance. Oh, he's got into that too much. And all he can do is roll the blue in and possibly leave the red that's two from the pink. He just got too much action on that last shot. But this will pot, and he can play it with an element of safety in mind. Bound to finish on a colour up the
46.
other end of the table, you would feel. Might even be able to hold it. And he did hold it. What a cracking shot that is. That's a little beauty again, but I don't think he can cannon the red next to the pink. It's too an acute angle.
I don't think he can get on another red, Dennis, can he? I just can't see how he's going to get on the next ball. It's going to go in and out of boat, round the houses, and hope to get a cannon somewhere. He's going to have to go about 4 or 5 cushions if he plays it all round there. And he's got an angle where I don't think he can drop it in dead weight and play for the one on the right-hand side. So he's going to be a shot and a half to get on a red here.
Now, he may just have a go at this, but
54.
he's got to be so careful. He's got himself a 25-point advantage. Okay, the other red's safe, but he could do with knocking this one in. If he wobbles it, he could leave it. And that was the problem. Has it gone far enough? Because if he can snick this in, he might even be able to bring the red next to the pink into play. He's hit it far too thin. And it's amazing, John. I'm going back to a shot in the previous frame where it was the first time he pushed the boat out. He was going to play a safety, he didn't. And since that, it's all gone wrong for Judd. Marco's got stronger, hasn't he?
It's almost like he's got a little bit anxious, isn't he, with the scoreline, trying to force it just for overnight. You know, I hate that expression, push the boat out, but he's done it, hasn't he, a couple of times. And that was another example there. That red really wasn't on. He just required that. We've been praising him about his patience and his safety play, but that wasn't an example of it.
8.
Yeah, for all the world, it looked as if he was going to go 10-3 in front, and suddenly it's 9-5.
$14. $16. $19. $23.
All of a sudden, the confidence has come back, and Marco Fu playing the way he did at the start of this match. Still a long way back, but he's on the right track. He's not bothered about the black. So Marco Fu takes another frame off Judd Trump, and all of a sudden he's just 4 behind at 9-5. Hello.
Quietly as you can, please. Thank you.
So is Marco Fu about to make a sensational comeback in this match? Into the next frame, Trump at the table, and there's no score.
Well, this requires unbelievable cueing over the top of the yellow. And all of a sudden, I mean, that was so difficult because you put a little bit of unwanted side on when you're hampered like that.
One.
Well, it's Marco's turn to be hampered. That didn't quite work out as he intended.
Nine.
Well, he has got loose reds to play for, Marco. But that bunch of reds is absolutely lovely to go in. If he can pot the blue here, it's a natural angle to go right into that pack of reds, and he'd be very unlucky not to be on one. But he's missed the blue.
Marco Fu 9.
Big miss, that. Hack was absolutely lovely there.
Just a delicate little shot needed here. He's close to this red, and he's played it well.
1.
Marco might just have missed a trick here.
7.
Yeah, good red to play on that, because once he pots this, 2 reds, 1 below and 1 to the left, they'll become available.
8.
So good chance for Judd to re-establish himself in this match, it has to be said. A little bit anxious and made a couple of poor shot selections in the last 2 frames, which have cost him.
15.
Can win this frame. He guaranteed himself he'll have at least a 4-frame lead into the final session, and also with a chance to go further clear. So important frame.
16. 21. 22.
Yeah, I think if he takes this frame, he'll forget about what happened in frame 13, because it looked like he was going to take a 10-3 advantage, and I think just changed his mind, was going to play a safety shot, then
29.
took a difficult pot on.
Yeah.
From that,
30.
things have changed. This was the shot when he ran slightly out of position. He was going to play a safety shot, and then he thought, I'll have a go, and that cost him that frame.
$37. 38.
They come back at 1 o'clock tomorrow to play this match to a conclusion. And he'll be feeling a little bit better, Judd. We're going to be getting slightly anxious. Marco closing to just 4 behind, and if he hadn't missed a blue in the middle pocket, he could quite easily have closed the gap to just 3 frames, but that's history now.
$53. 54.
He's taken these well, but all the time he's been ensuring that he didn't have to play any
61.
cannons on those 2 reds that are behind the black spot. Leave those alone. Just get enough points to get over the line without having to take any undue risks.
62.
Well, there you see it. So just the red needed.
68.
And
69.
that opens up a 5-frame advantage for the juggernaut, as Rob Walker calls him. All the players seem to have nicknames these days. When you had a quick look around at the scoreboard, you're well and truly safe, Judd, so it doesn't matter.
And a very good response this, Dennis. Yeah, he could be getting a little bit edgy, seeing his opponent come back, but that's brilliant.
Check jump 75 in the frame.
Superb 75 break. That's what he was looking for, and he now extends his lead to 10 frames to 5.
And so we head into the last frame of the session. Trump is at the table, trailing by 23 points.
Oh, where's that red going? He's hit this all wrong. And a bit of a chance now for Marco. That was a careless one from Judd. With all the cue power that he has, he just mishit that.
One.
Yeah, nice clean pot. Got a choice of colours here. Pink in the middle or green in the corner, probably the one. Come down for the red just past the blue spot. And if you're playing an area, you'll be on one or the other there. You can either be on the one in the middle or the one that's near the pink spot. Such a margin for error with that shot. It'd be the one I'd be playing.
Four. Five.
He has to give this plenty of thought because it's an unusual pattern for the balls to be all up there, so it's not just a straightforward matter of getting down and just potting balls. You've got to make sure you keep position.
Yeah, it's almost against your psyche, this, isn't it? You're so used to seeing all the balls up the other end of the table in the pink spot and black spot, and it's just you've got to go about it a different way. Sometimes you've got to concentrate a bit more when it's like this, even though the balls are more, majority of them are open. Obviously those two reds next to each other can't pot, but you just have to concentrate even more because it's something you're not used to.
Nine. Fifteen. Sixteen.
If he can keep going, I think Marco will be quite pleased at 10-6. He knows he's got a chance then tomorrow. He lost the 4 opening frames. Didn't look good.
Eighteen.
Nice to see Wayne Griffiths over here, Terry's son, who lives in Hong Kong and is Marco's coach. Terry used to work with him, and
19.
Wayne doing a great job. And if he goes on to take the frame, you know, they will have a little chat about
21.
things, and I'm sure Terry will get involved as well, and they'll be talking to Marco and telling him, listen, 10-6, you're in with a good chance.
Yeah, it's one of those
22.
score lines, really. Both players will get something out of it this evening. Mark will be delighted he's only 10-6 down, and Judd can say, well, I've won both sessions 5-3.
As I say, at one stage it looked like he was going to go 10-3 in front, and suddenly things just changed around somewhat.
25.
I mean, he's still in a very good place. If you win 2 sessions 5-3, you would take that before the match. That's what you set out to do, and he's played some terrific snooker, has Judd.
26.
No, ideally, it's a case of potting the black and trying to bring the reds into play here. He's already 49 ahead, Dennis, so just pot the black. That should be enough anyway.
Yeah, the frame's over, well and truly over.
33.
But still, it would be a nice way to finish, wouldn't it? Just to pot the lot.
He's taken these very well. He really has. I mentioned earlier they can be very awkward because the balls are in positions that you're not used to seeing them in. But he's worked these out beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the little battle, didn't he, Judd? Just didn't get any action. He just stunned it, didn't get enough screw. He knew straight away, Judd, as he walked up. He knew he hadn't hit that correctly, and that was his last shot. Meanwhile, Marco didn't get any screw on that to get back for one of the ball colours, but it doesn't really matter.
34.
Yeah, it's been a good effort, this.
Doesn't matter about going in and off. Judd looks at the score, but he's too far behind. Surely it's time for a handshake. Well, it's not, but barring a minor miracle, it's going to be 10-6.
And Judd Trump won that one, which means he now needs just 3 frames to book a place in the last 8, where he will meet China's world number 3, Ding Junhui. That's, of course, if he does beat Marco Fu. At the bottom of the draw, Stuart Bingham is waiting to find out who he will play. It will be either Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5-time world champion, or twice Crucible runner-up Matthew Stevens. O'Sullivan led 5-3 after the first session. This is the story of the second session.
It's going to be fascinating to see what happens in this session, that's for sure.
Ronnie O'Sullivan held a 5-3 overnight lead against Matthew Stevens, and headed into the second session, he extended that even further, winning the first 2 frames.
Wow, how well did he hit that?
Well, Ronnie wasn't firing on all cylinders, but he did more than enough to extend his lead to 4 frames.
Stevens did eventually capitalise on Ronnie's twitchy start in the 11th frame.
Is it there? That'll do.
But then Ronnie's spark returned.
The best in the business at that type of shot.
Now, frames 12 and 13, Ronnie was back at his brilliant best. Back-to-back centuries at 110 break, and then a magnificent clearance of 139.
The chances were there for Matthew, but when you play O'Sullivan, you can't make too many mistakes.
Five frames in a row for the Rocket. He really did lift off, and now he only needs 1 frame for a place in the quarter-final.
Well, Neil Robertson, the 2010 champion, was also in dominant form as scores of 72, 119 and 71 helped him move 11-5 ahead against Ali Carter. But Carter won the last 2 frames of the session, but it looks like Robertson is on his way into the last 8. Which brings us nicely onto the match between the 2005 world champion Sean Murphy and the world number 9 Joe Perry. Murphy hit a break of 121 as he won 6 frames in a row to lead Joe Perry 7-1 at the end of the morning session. Murphy then won the first 3 of the evening session before a frustrated Perry pulled one back just before the interval. But after that interval, Perry rattled in a break of 131 to make it 10-3. Perry hasn't beaten Murphy in their 4 previous meetings. He's really up against it in this one. This is the only frame so far in which he's looked comfortable and able to put any kind of pressure on Sean Murphy. He won his first ranking title in the Players' Championship this season, but certainly has not produced the sort of snooker, apart from this break, which won him that title. So we pick it up with the score 11-3, and it's Perry to break.
Frame 15, Joe Perry to break.
Not sure what happened there with that break off. Went the wrong side of the blue and everything. So Sean Murphy would love to win the remaining 2 frames. This with the break off, he knew he'd hit it far too thin. Lou. Not quite.
Just the one red
6.
available. Looks like we can go through for the black off that.
7.
I have heard a few players talking in the past about when they get to a situation when they're 12, whatever, 12-3, 12-2, 12-2 behind, you know, they just think, well, I'd rather go home. I
14.
don't want to win the last frame, but I could never do that, to
15.
be honest.
Now this is Sean Murphy's cue power here. Needs to miss the red directly. Oh, he's playing for the loose one to open the pack up. That's not a bad choice. Got tremendous cue power, and he'll need that in a couple of shots'
22.
time. He may be able to bring a few reds out here. Maybe 2 or 3 reds should come out. A lot more than that. Look at those. Beautifully played. Beautifully played.
It is a great asset, isn't it? You can see with this match that Sean Murphy is, like, he's got a long pot that he can screw back to baulk easily, and when he splits the pack, he always seems to get a tidy split. It's difficult to
30.
give somebody power as a coach, if you understand. I mean, you can get them to perhaps hit it a little bit better, but I think got to be born with the type of cue action that Sean Murphy's got. It hasn't changed a lot over the years. He's shortened up a few times and went a bit longer, but in general terms, he was like this when I seen him play in the qualifiers years ago. Came here and qualified for the Crucible. I think it was his first time, and he drew Stephen Henry. And he hardly missed a long ball. Somebody couldn't make 30 to save his life. Amazing.
36.
Very quickly, the break's gone on to 37. Nice angle on the blue. Well, just play the little cannon into the 2 reds to the right of the pink just to slow the cue ball down. That's what he's played. Well, he didn't mean to hit the pink, but it's still okay. He's just been playing into the 2 reds.
42.
Having had a little bit of a relapse
43.
and missed 1 or 2 shots in the... I know he won the last frame, but in the previous 2 frames he's missed a couple of easy balls. Now he looks back in total control again.
$50.
Fraction short of Pierce as Joe Perry looks on. Very pensive, and
57.
he'll be wondering if he's going to be playing tomorrow in the final session or going home this evening.
58.
Very nice. Very nice.
$64.
He is very good to watch playing. Very classy style.
Put that camera away, please.
Yes, in the balls, there's
65.
nobody better when he's flying like this. This is frame ball. Now I can concentrate on a large century
72.
break.
73.
And he's got Chris Hendry with him here, his coach. I think he's still coaching him. Chris, of course, has also coached Peter Ebdon to win the World Championships in 2002 here against Stephen Hendry.
80.
And also coached Stephen Hendry, so he's no doubt one of the top coaches in the world.
81.
Excellent pot. Should he make a century, it will eclipse his 41 total that he got last season. He's already made 41 this season.
87. 88.
Oh, what a shame, no century, but an excellent
Sean
break of
Murphy,
88.
88 on the
Takes
frame.
him one away from victory. He now leads 12 frames to 3.
So Sean Murphy inching closer to the quarterfinals. Could he book his place in the last 8 in a very fine red suit in the final frame of the session?
One. Eight. Nine.
Anthony McGill awaits the winner of this tournament, over this match I should say, and he'll be pretty impressed with the way Sean's
16.
played so far. But we've all been impressed with the way Anthony McGill's played so far.
17.
Come on, Joe, go for the maximum. Why did he clip the back in?
$22. $23.
Red at the back of the pack pot, so he can play for the red in the same pocket as the black. Like to finish slightly low on it if he could. And he has done, so he can bring reds into play.
30. 31.
Murphy played a shot in the previous frame with that similar red and played a stud run through to open the pack up there. Joe just ran off them.
$38. 39. $44. 45.
It's okay.
52.
And he's certainly making the effort in this frame. There's something
53.
about losing in 2 sessions in these session matches. It's never great to lose, no matter what the score is, but he come out tomorrow and do a 147, will you? Never know if he wins this frame. How much is that? 30,000, is it? 20,000 for the 147 and 10,000 for the high break. It's worth coming back for.
61.
Well, every credit for Joe Perry to knuckle down here in this last frame. A lot of people wanted to play tomorrow with the possibility of any play in the 1 frame. So just this red needed, and
67.
Sean Murphy knows he'll have to come back tomorrow. Well done, Joe Perry.
68.
Well done.
$74.
Not happy. He was hoping for 100.
Touching ball.
Touching ball, so a good safety. Of course, he's already 74 points in front with just 67 left. Put in the green safe.
Joe Perry 74.
Poor Barring Snookers. Joe Perry's probably never came back and still be trailing though overnight by 12 frames to 4.
And Joe Perry did indeed go on to win that frame, which means Sean Murphy now needs just 1 frame to book his place in the last 8. That match resumes at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Snooker Extra follows this programme, extended highlights of Neil Robertson v Ali Carter. We're back at 1 o'clock on BBC Two with further live coverage from the 2015 Betfred World Snooker Championship. We'll show you what happens in that Sean Murphy-Joe Perry match, and we'll also show you what happens in Judd Trump v Marco Fu. From all of us here, bye for now.